1 million seniors strong. Hello everybody, and welcome to my channel, Strong Healthy Seniors. If you're new here, I'm Bill, and today I'm excited to share with you I have a series of launch videos. I'm going to start out with 3 or 4 videos, and this is probably the primary one. It's probably the linchpin of this channel, and it is about, that I feel like this is the best senior fitness channel out there. I feel like that because I feel like there's so much misinformation out here and just people wanting to make money off YouTube channels. Here, you will find the truth. You will find the truth. We'll find the truth. If I can't give you the truth, together we will arrive at the truth. And we will find the solution. So, it's going to be based on science and experience because there's a lot of science in the field of fitness, and it pertains to senior fitness. And we'll look at that. I'm not going to ignore that. And I have over 50 years experience in exercising and fitness and nutrition. I'm a fitness blogger. Strong Healthy Seniors blog. I'm a certified nutritionist and personal trainer. So I have a scope of practice, a background in it, that I feel helps me be confident in giving you this information. Now, when I look out here, I see all these 20, 30, 40-year-olds telling seniors what they should do to be fit and strong and to live a long life. And I tell you, in my opinion, from what I hear, I don't think it's true. And I believe it's because 20 and 30 and 40-year-olds don't know what it's like to be an old person. When I was young, I didn't know what it was. I thought I did. I thought I knew. I thought I could picture what it's going to be like. I wanted to be a certain way, but as time went on, it didn't end up that way. I had to figure it out. And so I figured out things that I want to share with you. And I promise you this. On this channel, I will not sell out. I'm going to be true to everybody here. I want to build a community here. I want us to share this journey together. And I'm going to be here for you. And I just ask you this, to be here for me, to give me your best effort. Now, what does senior fitness require? We're going to talk about that here. This channel is not about having huge muscles. Like, if you want that, you'll have to go somewhere else. Because I don't really feel like that's necessarily even healthy. And I talk about that in other videos. There are people, there's some people, a few people, who may be able to accomplish that, and they prominently display themselves on social media, and we admire them, and everybody wants to attain to that. But it's not possible, really, or even advisable for the vast majority of people who, this channel is about being healthy. It's not about being Mr. Olympia or Miss Olympia. No, it's not. It's about how do we be healthy, and the key to being healthy, from a fitness aspect, from an exercise aspect, is consistency. So how do we become consistent? Well, people, the best fitness routine is the one that you can actually do, because a lot of these fitness routines are way too demanding, way too complicated, and we need to find a fitness routine that is actually, and this is what I've found, and I'll tell you about this on my channel, it's actually easy. It's easy to exercise. It should be. It should be something we want to do. If we're going to do this, on a day-to-day basis, on a consistent basis, and for the rest of our lives is what we need to be looking at to lengthen our lives. It needs to be something that's easy, and I have found a way. And it almost sounds absurd when you hear it. It seems so absurd that I think everybody's overlooked it. And it happens a lot. The most obvious thing, we're just looking at, what could it be? It's that. It's right in front of us. And we didn't see it. It's to start at the beginning. To start at the beginning and to allow our bodies to adapt in a proper manner. Okay? So that's what we do at this channel here. We start out easily, very easily, and we progress very, very wisely and very practically, and very safely and in a way that is extremely beneficial, because a lot of times these elaborate workouts are just, they lead to overtraining and negative results. They lead to people getting injured and having to stop. And then it's hard to get started again. How do we get started? And if you can't get started with this, you can't get started with anything. Because we start at the beginning here. I'll tell you, it's called the One Perfect Rep workout. One rep, one repetition. You start out, you do one rep. You do one rep per exercise eventually. And you keep improving that repetition day by day by day. Better and better and better. A lot of people think you have to increase weight. You have to increase your repetitions each day. No. You have to increase the quality of your exercise to improve. That should make sense to a lot of people, and that have started and stopped and gotten frustrated and gotten injured, and that should make sense to a lot of people, wise people. Now, let me look at my notes here. So this channel is addressing not just the few that may be able to accomplish a extremely demanding workout for a short period of time, and we never really know what happens to these people. We see them, we see their picture there. I admire you. Wow, and then, I don't know, next thing I know, I never see them again. Where can we be sustainable? Where can we do this for a long period of time? Because this channel is going to be built on two scientific studies, basically, that really encouraged me to do this. One is the study by the CDC, American Heart Association, was published in their amazing magazine called Circulation. And it is, it says, they did a huge study to try to find out what's the sweet spot, where how much exercise really do we have to do to get the most benefit. And you may be aware of this. They found out that 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week can reduce our all-cause mortality, all health-related causes of death, heart disease, cardiovascular disease, even diabetes, some types of cancer, hypertension, obesity, reduces all these negative health factors and causes of death in this world by over 30%. Think of that. Just this small amount of exercise that we can do. Physical activity, I'll say. Because on this channel, I'll get you started. We're going to do a small exercise routine daily. And that's going to increase our strength, our cardiovascular fitness. It's going to get us consistent. That's the main thing. See, the main thing about exercise is not really how much we put into a routine on a particular day, and then we don't come back for a week or a month or who knows how long. It's how much do we have to do, or can we do, or to be consistent. That is the key. Consistency, people, is the key. Putting a mark on our calendar every day that we have planned to work out is the key to it. Now, this video is actually going to serve as a copyright video for me. I want this to be mine, and I want it to be ours. I have a feeling somebody's going to try to steal this idea and take it and pollute it. So this is going to kind of be a copyright video for me because I have concepts here that I don't believe, and I don't want to be stolen and polluted. I got sidetracked because I was going to tell you the two factors. One is the exercise aspect of it, where 150 minutes of moderate physical activity per week. The other aspect is a nutrition aspect, and what it involves is probably the biggest study in human history, the China study. You've heard of it, I'm sure. What the China study addressed was, why is it that in some parts of the world people are dying of these terrible diseases, while in other parts of the world they're not? So why is this? And in some areas we have these high incidents of cardiovascular disease, of cancers, of heart disease, killing massive amounts of people in these certain areas. In other areas, practically nothing. So scientists are, amazingly, to their credit and thankfully, have done an amazing study to find out why this is. Why is it? It's because at a cellular level, cholesterol is the culprit in many cases, and sometimes fat, but cholesterol, because there's something, if you've ever had a blood test, they talk about LDL and HDL cholesterol, low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein, and they call one your bad cholesterol. Oh, your bad cholesterol is high, and your good cholesterol, HDL cholesterol, is a little low. So you might hear things like that. So what is bad and good cholesterol? Bad cholesterol is cholesterol that clogs our arteries, and it comes from animal food products. Let's be just blunt about it. I'm going to step on toes on this channel, but I told you I'm going to tell you the truth here. The truth is that animal food products, on a cellular level, and food is made of cells, let's face it, a lot of cells. On the cellular level, the cells contain LDL cholesterol, which is the sticky, tacky, clogging substance that gets in our blood vessels and clogs them and causes heart attacks and strokes and pulmonary issues. So HDL cholesterol is the cholesterol that's contained in plant cells, plant food products, plant-based foods. And this cholesterol actually does not cause clogged arteries. It actually cleans. It actually detoxifies and cleans. Plus, plant-based products tend to contain a lot of antioxidants. And plant-based products are the basis of omega-3 fats. I mean, that's where animal food products get their omega-3 fats, is from, after all, like seaweed and plants, right? It comes from plants. So antioxidants is what helps to fight cancer cells, like these rogue cancer cells that are missing an electron, and these antioxidants seek them out and neutralize them and help to prevent cancer. So that's what we're talking about on this channel. Two big main aspects of fitness and longevity, and it's about a little bit of exercise on a regular basis, and maybe tweaking our diet, because people, as older people, we just can't eat like we did when we were kids. Let's face that. Everybody wants to, but tell you what I found out about plant-based diets, and it's a big thing. Now, I told you that exercise can actually be easy. It can actually be fun. I'll show you ways that we can make it easy and, I think, fun. And we can psychologically encourage ourselves to do it each day. And this is going to help a lot. But on a food standpoint, a vegan diet, I was a little reluctant to do it. I didn't really think I'd like it, because but after a while of trying it, I have to tell you this. I love it. It's delicious. I love it. I'll never go back to eating that nasty stuff. I won't go back to that. Causing my, 10, 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with arthritis. For years and years, all these doctors I went to, x-rays, everything, told me I had arthritis. It turned out to be high blood sugar. And I reversed that by paying attention to my glycemic index and glycemic load, which makes it a lot easier, because you can actually incorporate medium to high glycemic index foods with low glycemic index foods. It's your load that matters. It doesn't spike your blood sugar, and so it's easier than people think to do that. And I actually reversed pre-diabetes, which isn't that easy to do. And that low blood sugar, sugar was causing inflammation in my joints. I didn't know. I couldn't hardly walk. I couldn't hardly get out. I was eating a lot of meat and sugar, and I was suffering the consequences. I was not feeling good. My blood pressure was high for the first time in my life. Hypertension, now it's really low and really good, Like I said, I'm 70 years old. And when I go to the doctor for my wellness visit, everything's good. Your cholesterol's good, your A1C's good, everything's good, Bill, your heart rate's good, And so I attribute this, change, and where just a few years back I was looking for a cane or a wheelchair. I was having to grab onto things to get around. I was in pain. And I couldn't even mow my yard. I would get out there and I could mow half of it. It wasn't that big a yard. I could mow about half of it in a day. I'd have to take a couple of days off and then come back and try to hit it, the other half of it. What in the world? I just was in such pain back then. So I'm not anymore. So I just want to share with everybody these things I've learned that have helped me feel better, be stronger, a lot stronger. I can do things I used to do when I was a kid. I tell people this little story that there's a young person that comes around and he wants to play with my kids. I have a 16-year-old and a 21-year-old, and usually they're busy. And he wants to play with somebody. I'll say, I'll play with you. He said, well, you're an old man. I said, well, let's go. And I'll play basketball, and he wants to run, and I'll race him. And to think that I can do this now is incredible to me, because I felt like I was done a few years, maybe about 10 years ago. I felt like I was done. Men in my family don't live long. And I didn't think it looked good, but you know what? I turned things around. And I want to show you how to. So, let's see. We can probably about wrap this up. Uh, so, I believe that's it. I believe that's it. I said everything I wanted to say. I just thank you for joining me. And let me get to the title of this workout, this video. It is entitled 1 Million Seniors Strong. And the reason it's entitled that is because these things that I've found out, like I said, it's not for the few, it's for the many. It's for the vast majority. I really feel like that these things I've found out, that they're so easy to do, and that people will want to do it when they try it. Please just try it. Try this. Try this exercise program. Like I said, if you can't do this, really, you can't do anything. Because it starts at the beginning. It doesn't start in the middle where a lot of trainers and a lot of people, they want to be in a hurry. ASAP, but, and they kind of jump in the middle, and their bodies can't adapt fast enough. And they overtrain, they get injured, and then they stop. And it's this cycle of starting and stopping, and then once they stop, it's hard to get started again. Well, this is a program that's so easy to get started. You can always, even if you take a break for a while, for some reason, whatever, you can always come back to this. You can always get started here. Always come back to this. It's so easy. We'll get started at the beginning. Always come back to the beginning and get started again. And stay consistent and be the healthiest person that we can possibly be. So, the reason I named this video this is because I want to share this with as many people as possible. I would love to get, and I know it sounds like a bold goal, but worldwide, I'm going to do a podcast. And I want to time this podcast and be with you here every day, exercising, showing you things together. We'll be here every day. And I believe that I can time this to where a lot of the world can join us. Wouldn't that be something? A lot of this world can join us here. And a lot of people can improve their health. I'm so excited about it. I think we really can. And so I believe in this. And I believe in you. I, I hope you'll be here with me every day through this journey. I wish you the best. I'll be here to answer questions. I'll be here to help people. I'll be here. This is my effort to try to do the very best I can to help as many people in this world as possible with something that really should be very easy and very enjoyable to do. I mean, it is enjoyable to feel better. What is enjoyable about, indulging in things that make you feel bad, that cause you to have to go to the doctor, that cause you health issues and pain and illness? What joy is there in that? When we get a meal that we enjoy, and maybe what they call decadent meals, how many bites of that really is that satisfying? It's usually like maybe a bite or two, and then we have to kind of make ourselves eat the rest of it. So, I'll just say this. If we can, just try to limit indulgent foods, Just don't eat so many of it, Don't eat a huge plate full. If you eat an indulgent food and you want to enjoy your life, nothing wrong with that. Because I told you how HDL cholesterol is very cleansing, and some of the foods that I'm going to show you are very detoxifying. And we can actually do a balanced approach where, even though I said meat is a culprit, a little bit of that, there's some nutrition in it. Sometimes it's hard to get the protein or nutrition that we want. We can, sometimes we can eat a little of that. And we can get away with it because if we eat primarily a whole food plant-based diet, it's going to cleanse our body so much that we can enjoy a nice menu, a delicious menu, but maybe just cut down on some of the things that are so detrimental to us. You see? And so here, we're going to try to use a balanced approach to things. Something that's possible, something that's enjoyable. Because if we don't enjoy it, we're probably not going to do it. But I promise you this, you're going to enjoy feeling better, living longer, being stronger for your family, your friends, for yourself. And you're going to enjoy that. And people, when we think about strength, we sometimes think about physical strength, don't we? But the thing that this channel deals with, to be honest, is consistency. I call it consistency muscles that we're building here. We're actually, inner strength is something that's kind of discounted sometimes. But it's an important part of us being better and healthier, is our inner strength. Showing up each day is not that easy to do. It probably takes more strength in ways than physical strength, where we, can lift a lot or push a lot, or the strength to just, some days. Let me say this, some days we may feel like we feel really good, and I can't wait to go to the gym. I'm gonna have such a great workout today, And when we get started, all of a sudden we kind of run out of gas. We run out of energy because we've already used our energy. We were feeling really great, and we didn't realize it, but we're about ready to decline. There's other days when we think we don't feel that good that day, or we don't feel like we really have the energy that day. It's a little deceptive because we've actually stored up energy. We just need to get started. We need to wake it up. And then a lot of times on those days when we feel like, well, I don't really feel like it, but let's show up. And when we show up, and when we get started, and when we do one repetition, and when we get going, we find out that those are the days when we actually had stored up energy. We didn't realize it. We just need to get it going. And sometimes those are the days when we have our best workouts. Now, a lot of you who have been training for a long time, if you join me, you know that this is true. That on days when you go to the gym sometimes and you think you don't have it, and once you get going, you start feeling good, and you have your best workouts. So the point is, just show up. Sometimes you think you may not feel like it, and if it turns out you just don't have the energy that day, then come back tomorrow. But give it a try. That's how I'm just saying. It takes strength to show up. Please just show up. Show up and give it an effort. That's all I ask. Because I'm going to be here. I'm going to show up on every day that I can. Unless something major happens, I'll be here. And I'll show up. Together, we'll be better. We'll be stronger. We'll look better. You look better. When I told you about these people that these huge muscles on there showing there, and I don't even know if it's AI or real people or not. But I'll tell you in a little while, you'll probably be surprised at how little it takes to actually feel so much better and actually start to look better. So don't discount this. It doesn't take as much as we thought, to exercise. Give it an honest effort every day, and it's going to be a little challenging. It doesn't sound like it, but this one perfect rep of these different exercises, I can show you. It's going to be a little challenging, but when you think about going to the gym, and you think about an exercise routine that maybe there's 10 exercises, maybe there's 5 sets per exercise, and maybe there's 10 repetitions per set. So you're talking about five sets of 10 exercises. That's 50. 10 repetitions times 50, that's 500 repetitions. But when you think about it, what is really the repetition that does you the most good? It's probably the last one. Last one, where you challenge yourself. So what is the rest of it? It's probably a lot of wasted effort, a lot of time, repetitive motion, leads to overtraining, leads to soreness, fatigue, injuries, and starting and stopping. So we're just going to do the minimum that we need to do. This is going to take about 15 minutes per day. It's going to be in a logical sequence. It's going to go really easy, about a minute or two on something to get warmed up on. You can do a bike, a treadmill. You can run in place. You can dance for a minute or two. Get warmed up, that's all. Then we're going to do our exercise routine. And it's going to be one perfect repetition, one strong, challenging repetition of each exercise per body part. And then we're going to stretch. And that stretching feels so good and it's so beneficial for us to improve flexibility and our balance and to draw blood flow into our muscles and our body. And so it just takes a short while. And when you finish this, pat yourself on the back, put a mark on your calendar. It just was short, and this is going to be so good for you. It is. Please be excited about it. I hope you're excited because we're gonna be good here. We're gonna be better. We're gonna be our very best. And thank you for joining me today. I know it probably took a while. This is my niche. They say pick a niche that you have a lot to say about, that you enjoy, that you can create content for. People, this is my niche because everybody says don't get him started, don't get, because I love this. I've been doing this my whole life. It's what I'm known for, is loving to exercise and encouraging people to exercise. And now I'm on this platform where I can share it with so many people, and I'm just excited about it. Together, we're going to make great changes. We're going to help our friends, our relatives, our loved ones. Share it with people. Have everybody join us. And I just appreciate you being here with me. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Again, this is Bill. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye for now.